8 traits. Stoic secrets of people who speak less. Stoicism. Welcome to Stoic Secrets. Today we're exploring a powerful truth that transcends time, the art of speaking less. It's not about saying nothing, but knowing when to let silence speak for you. In our fast-paced, noise-filled world, this skill is more relevant than ever. In this video, we'll reveal the 8 Stoic traits of people who speak less and how they use this silent strength to navigate life with wisdom and influence. In Stoic philosophy, silence isn't weakness, it's a form of self-mastery. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus knew that true wisdom isn't in saying more, but in choosing when to speak and when to stay silent. Silence gives us space to reflect, avoid impulsive reactions, and respond thoughtfully. It's a tool for clarity and control, letting us stand firm amid the chaos of the world. As we dive into these 8 Stoic secrets, think about how this practice can transform your own life. In a society that often rewards talk over action, the quiet ones who speak less have the power to command respect and shape their destiny. Let's uncover how embracing silence can help you thrive in the modern world. Number 1. Silence confuses opponents. Silence, often overlooked in its subtlety, is a powerful tool of control, precision, and wisdom, a hallmark of those who truly embody the principles of Stoicism. Far from being a passive act, silence is a deliberate and strategic choice that can confuse and disarm adversaries, shifting the balance of power in any interaction. The Stoics understood that silence creates a space of unpredictability, compelling others to question, overthink, and expose their own uncertainties. Picture a high-stakes negotiation where each word is scrutinized and every pause is charged with meaning. In such a setting, silence is like the pause before a decisive chess move, a moment of calm before action that unsettles opponents, leaving them to fill the void with speculation, uncertainty, or even missteps. This silence doesn't signify withdrawal, rather it is a calculated step forward, one that influences without confrontation. By withholding words, you steer the situation, leading others to question their assumptions, second-guess their strategy, and perhaps offer concessions they would not have considered otherwise. Consider the real-life story of Maria, a rising professional faced with a tense and challenging business meeting. As her ideas were aggressively criticized, all eyes turned to her, expecting an immediate and emotional rebuttal. But Maria didn't react impulsively. Instead, she chose silence, letting her calm demeanor and steady gaze do the talking. Her unspoken words created discomfort in the room. Colleagues began elaborating on their points, attempting to fill the silence, but in doing so, they revealed the weak links in their arguments. Maria's silence wasn't a sign of submission, it was a sign of mastery. It gave her time to think clearly, respond with purpose, and ultimately command respect. That moment demonstrated a key Stoic lesson. Silence allows you to retain control, avoid impulsivity, and let others expose their flaws. The strategic use of silence extends far beyond the workplace. Think about personal relationships, heated debates, or emotional confrontations. How often do people say things they later regret, simply because they didn't take a moment to pause and reflect? Silence is a protective barrier, guarding against the chaos of impulsive reactions. It gives you the time to reflect, to ensure your words align with your values and intentions, rather than being driven by fleeting emotions. It shifts focus from external noise to inner clarity, reinforcing the Stoic principle of controlling what lies within your power, your thoughts, actions, and choices, while letting go of what you cannot control. This inner discipline not only strengthens your character, but also fosters respect from others, as they recognize the composure and thoughtfulness in your approach. Imagine this scenario. You're in a heated argument with a loved one and emotions are running high, words are exchanged rapidly and the tension escalates. Now, instead of matching their pace, you choose silence. In that pause, the conversation begins to slow, emotions start to settle, and clarity emerges. Your silence signals that you're not here to react, but to reflect, to listen, and to understand. Suddenly, the dynamic changes. Silence, in this case, becomes a bridge, a way to restore peace and foster deeper connection without the need for verbal confrontation. So I challenge you, the next time you find yourself in a critical moment, whether it's a negotiation, a heated conversation, or a personal challenge, can you embrace silence as a powerful ally? Can you let the pause speak louder than words, allowing the other person to reveal themselves while you maintain your composure? Silence isn't just a tactic for victory, it's a path to clarity, self-control, and inner peace. It teaches you to focus on what truly matters and to rise above the noise of the moment. Remember this, the greatest power of silence lies not just in what it achieves outwardly, but in what it nurtures within you. It is the space where wisdom grows, where impulsivity fades, and where you learn to act, not react. By mastering the art of silence, you unlock a key Stoic secret: control over yourself, and in turn, influence over the world around you. Victory is often found not in the words you say, but in the ones you choose to leave unspoken. Number 2, eliminating distractions. In a world where relentless noise and endless distractions dominate, silence stands out as a powerful ally for those seeking clarity and focus. It is not merely a retreat from sound, but a gateway to understanding, reflection, and purposeful living. For the modern Stoic, eliminating distractions goes beyond practicality. It becomes a philosophical commitment to align life with what truly matters. Silence creates a sacred space, a buffer from chaos, allowing the mind to slow down and concentrate on the essential. It is in this quiet that we can discern between the trivial and the vital, honing our attention on what deserves our energy and focus. Marcus Aurelius aptly noted, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." By embracing silence, we cultivate the inner stillness necessary to direct our energy toward thoughtful action and deliberate choice. Throughout history, the transformative power of silence has been celebrated by thinkers, creators, and philosophers alike. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, repeatedly advocated for the importance of withdrawing from the clamor of daily life to connect deeply with one's inner self. This principle of solitude and reflection was not limited to ancient times. Iconic minds like Albert Einstein and Isaac Newton made some of their most groundbreaking discoveries in moments of quiet reflection. In this stillness, the mind is unburdened by external noise and free to wander, forming unexpected connections and uncovering new ideas. Consider the creative process of a writer who retreats to a quiet space, shutting out distractions to allow creativity to flow unimpeded. This simple yet profound act of silence becomes a tool for clarity, self-discovery, and innovation. In our modern, fast-paced world, adopting this principle of modern Stoicism offers a timeless antidote to the overwhelming demands of technology and constant connectivity. When we consciously silence distractions, whether by creating technology-free zones, embracing moments of solitude, or practicing mindful reflection, we reclaim the ability to focus deeply. This practice strengthens our discipline, sharpens our decision-making, and aligns our actions with our higher goals. In doing so, we develop the resilience and poise needed to navigate the complexities of life. As Epictetus wisely remarked, if you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. This wisdom serves as a reminder that stepping away from the relentless noise, even if it feels unconventional or countercultural, is often the first step toward profound personal growth. For those eager to incorporate this Stoic practice into daily life, starting small can yield significant results. Set aside a portion of each day for intentional silence. A few quiet moments in the morning, an evening without screens, or even a brief pause during a hectic day. Use this time to reflect on your priorities, journal, meditate, or engage in deep work without interruptions. Over time, these small pockets of quiet will accumulate, sharpening your focus and fostering the self-discipline required to pursue what truly matters. Silence, then, transforms from an absence of sound to the presence of clarity, intention, and purpose. The power of silence lies not only in what it removes, but in what it allows us to uncover. It is a gift that helps us reclaim our inner world and navigate the external one with greater wisdom and intention. In embracing silence, we unlock the ability to master our thoughts, actions, and ultimately, our destiny. This practice of quietude, rooted in Stoic philosophy and carried into modern life, remains as relevant and transformative today as it was centuries ago. Number 3. Silence attracts attention. In the noise and clamor of the modern world, silence shines as a rare and powerful virtue, embodying calm, wisdom, and authority. Those who master the art of speaking less find themselves standing apart, not as outcasts, but as individuals whose quiet demeanor commands attention and respect. Silence is not an escape, but a deliberate form of presence, a way of engaging deeply with life and those around us. In environments where voices compete for dominance, the silent person often becomes the unintentional focal point, a magnet for curiosity and intrigue. Their choice to speak sparingly signals thoughtfulness, self-control, and a deep connection to their inner wisdom, traits that naturally attract admiration. In contrast to the loud and brash behavior that frequently seeks the spotlight, the composed individual radiates a quiet confidence that needs no external validation. This distinction is especially potent in leadership. A leader who chooses their words carefully can imbue their speech with gravity and impact, ensuring every statement resonates. Silence, in such cases, is not passivity, but an active tool, one that shapes conversations and decisions without overpowering others. Actions, expressions, and the weight of one's presence often communicate more effectively than words ever could. As the Roman philosopher Marcus Aurelius observed, the more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. In practicing restraint and valuing silence, we assert control over ourselves and create space for clarity and influence. Consider a modern workplace meeting. A manager who speaks only when necessary, delivering concise yet profound insights, often gains more respect and attention than someone who dominates the discussion with constant chatter. Their silence creates anticipation, making others eager to hear what they have to say. This phenomenon transcends professional settings, as it also applies in personal relationships and social dynamics. The quiet individual often inspires trust and admiration, their composure signaling reliability and emotional intelligence. This is the essence of modern Stoicism, using restraint and mindfulness to navigate the complexities of today's world with grace and strength. Silence also aligns with the Stoic ideal of focusing on what we can control: our thoughts, actions, and emotions. By choosing when to speak and when to remain quiet, we align with the wisdom of Epictetus, who said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Listening actively not only enriches our understanding, but also enhances our ability to connect with others. In relationships, whether personal or professional, silence often serves as a bridge to deeper understanding and mutual respect. It allows us to observe, to empathize, and to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. In today's fast-paced and often overwhelming world, cultivating the art of speaking less can transform the way we interact with others and perceive ourselves. Silence becomes a refuge and a weapon, a tool to command attention without demanding it, to influence others without overpowering them. This quiet strength is a hallmark of the modern Stoic, who values inner tranquility over external validation and uses silence as a means to achieve it. The next time you find yourself in a conversation, consider the power of saying less. Let your actions, your presence, and your thoughtfully chosen words speak for you. In doing so, you will find that your silence speaks volumes, and in many cases, says exactly what needs to be said. If you've ever noticed how silence naturally draws attention, or how choosing to speak less has helped you command respect and influence others, I encourage you to share your experience. Comment below with "My silence speaks volumes" to share how embracing silence has impacted your life, whether at work, in relationships, or personal growth. Your insights could inspire others to harness the power of silence, to lead with calm, and to make a lasting impression without saying a word. Number 4. Silence builds inner strength. Inner strength is not something you find in the noise of constant validation or the endless chatter of the outside world. Rather, it is cultivated in the quiet moments of reflection, where the mind is given space to reset, reflect, and ultimately grow stronger. One of the great Stoic secrets is understanding that silence is not an absence of power, but rather a source of it. In a world that is increasingly filled with distractions and the pressure to keep up with everyone else, silence offers the rare opportunity to confront the self without external interference. This is where true resilience is born, not in seeking the approval of others, but in understanding and embracing our own inner world. Silence allows us to face our fears, doubts, and insecurities head-on. It's in these quiet moments that we begin to see ourselves clearly, developing emotional balance and mental toughness. Think about a time when you were in a high-pressure situation, perhaps at work or dealing with a personal conflict. In those moments, it might feel tempting to react impulsively, to voice your thoughts immediately. But in doing so, we often risk saying something we'll regret or making decisions we'll later wish we hadn't. What if, instead of reacting, you chose silence? In that pause, you create space to think, to observe, and to choose your actions carefully. It is in that brief silence that clarity is born, allowing you to align your response with your true values, rather than being driven by momentary emotions. Consider the story of Sam, a project manager who faced a high-stakes crisis at work. With tight deadlines, a team under pressure, and growing tensions, it would have been easy for Sam to fall into frustration or panic. But instead, Sam chose to practice silence. Each morning, he set aside time for quiet reflection, where he could focus on his priorities and goals. This regular practice gave him the clarity and inner strength to remain composed during difficult meetings and conversations. The pressure did not dictate his actions. His calm presence became a stabilizing force for his team. In moments of silence, Sam found not only peace for himself, but also the strength to lead others effectively through the chaos. Silence does more than just build resilience. It teaches us patience and control. We live in a world where everything seems urgent, where the expectation is to act immediately. How often have you found yourself jumping into a conversation or decision without fully thinking it through, only to later regret it? The Stoics recognized that silence is an invaluable tool for tempering impulsivity. They practiced the art of pausing before reacting, giving themselves time to reflect and listen to their inner voice. In that pause, they ensured their actions were guided by their core principles, rather than the fleeting emotions of the moment. This ability to stay silent, especially when emotions run high, is not a weakness, but a sign of immense strength. It shows discipline and wisdom, the strength to resist the urge to react immediately, and instead to wait for the right moment to act. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time you truly embraced silence? Not as an escape from the world, but as a tool for growth. Can you think of a challenge you are facing today that could benefit from a moment of quiet reflection? Silence, when practiced intentionally, becomes a source of empowerment. It gives you the space to pause, think, and act with purpose. The more you embrace silence, the stronger you become, not just in your decision-making, but in your emotional resilience. Over time, this practice transforms your mindset, allowing you to trust your inner wisdom and approach life's challenges with greater clarity and balance. The greatest lessons of life are often learned in the quiet. In those moments, you discover what truly matters to you, gain the patience to deal with life's complexities, and develop the strength to endure without being swayed by external pressures. By choosing to cultivate silence in your life, you tap into one of the most powerful Stoic secrets, the realization that true power lies within. And the more you embrace silence, the more you unlock that power, building a steady foundation of inner strength that will guide you through every challenge life throws your way. Number 5. Silence overcomes arrogance. Pride and arrogance often arise from an unrelenting desire for validation and recognition. In our modern world, the quest for external affirmation can become all-consuming, leading us to seek praise and approval from others. However, silence offers a powerful antidote to this impulse. By embracing the art of speaking less, we shift our focus inward, gradually cultivating humility and a deeper sense of self-awareness. Silence gently guides us away from the need to boast about our achievements or assert our superiority. Instead, it encourages us to let our actions speak for themselves, allowing us to embody a quieter confidence rooted in authenticity. As Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, "It never ceases to amaze me, we all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." This powerful reflection invites us to value our intrinsic worth over the fleeting approval of others. In doing so, silence becomes a tool for fostering genuine contentment and purpose, unburdened by the expectations and judgments of the external world. The Stoics understood that true humility is not a sign of weakness, but a mark of strength. Humility requires the courage to confront our egos and let go of the need for validation. Silence, in this regard, serves as a powerful tool for cultivating this trait. When we choose to speak less, we create the space necessary to listen more. This shift in focus allows us to understand others on a deeper level, fostering empathy and compassion. By remaining silent, we free ourselves from the urge to assert our own viewpoints and instead open ourselves to the perspectives and experiences of others. This leads to richer, more meaningful relationships and a greater sense of shared humanity. Consider the example of a Stoic leader who, when praised for their contributions, chooses to remain silent rather than bask in glory or boast about their success. This simple act of restraint demonstrates gratitude and humility, creating a profound impact on those around them. The leader's humility, far from diminishing their influence, enhances it. It inspires admiration and respect, not because of the words spoken, but because of the character demonstrated through silence. In the context of modern Stoicism, silence is more than just the absence of sound. It is a conscious, deliberate practice of reducing the noise of our egos and replacing it with mindful reflection. In a society that often prioritizes self-promotion and comparison, the practice of silence becomes more valuable than ever. In choosing silence, we free ourselves from the pressures of social validation and external measurement. This liberation allows us to cultivate a true sense of self-worth, one that is not dependent on the judgments or opinions of others, but instead grounded in our values and actions. As Seneca aptly noted, it is a great thing to know the season for speech and the season for silence. This wisdom remains relevant today, encouraging us to recognize the importance of both speaking and listening at the right time. By embracing silence, we develop the ability to act intentionally and align our actions with higher values, focusing on what truly matters rather than chasing external recognition. To integrate this Stoic principle into our daily lives, we must first practice restraint in our conversations. It's easy to get caught in the cycle of proving our worth or showcasing our accomplishments. However, by taking a moment to pause before speaking, we give ourselves the opportunity to assess whether our words are truly necessary or simply driven by ego. We can also begin practicing active listening, giving others our full attention, not only to understand them better, but to cultivate empathy and insight. Over time, this practice of deliberate silence becomes a source of strength, enabling us to strip away the layers of pride and ego that often cloud our vision. As we speak less and listen more, we find that we are able to approach life with greater clarity, humility, and openness. This shift allows us to foster deeper connections with others and become more attuned to the wisdom that silence offers. Silence, in its essence, is a profound teacher. It shows us that true humility is not about diminishing ourselves, but rather about recognizing our shared humanity and focusing on our inner growth. As we embrace this aspect of modern Stoicism, we begin to strip away the ego and pride that hold us back. We come to see that it is through silence and reflection that we cultivate a life defined not by noise and external validation, but by authentic connections, quiet strength, and purposeful actions. By choosing to speak less and listen more, we unlock the ability to approach life with grace and humility, allowing us to live with an enduring sense of peace and fulfillment. Number 6. Silence aids in negotiation. Silence is often an underestimated yet profoundly powerful tool in negotiations, aligning with the Stoic principle of mastering one's impulses and emotions. Those who understand the value of silent restraint recognize that in high-stakes situations, speaking less often leads to better results than speaking more. Silence creates space for a negotiator to pause, reflect, and carefully assess the dynamics of the situation before responding, ensuring their words are precise and deliberate. This moment of quiet contemplation allows for thoughtful consideration of options, leading to better decision-making. Beyond personal preparation, silence exerts psychological pressure on the opposing party, subtly prompting them to fill the void with unnecessary concessions or explanations. In this way, silence shifts the power dynamic in favor of the one who practices it, leading to more favorable outcomes. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In negotiations, silence is a reflection of this philosophy, enabling calm, composed reactions rather than hasty or emotional responses. When strategically employed, silence can dramatically shift the balance of power in a negotiation. A carefully timed pause can cause the other party to question their position, reconsider their offer, or even provide more favorable terms. In this sense, silence becomes an active tool, not passive inaction. It communicates confidence, self-assurance, and patience. In a world where people often feel the need to speak quickly or excessively in order to establish authority, those who choose silence set themselves apart. Silence in these situations signals that the individual is not easily hurried or swayed, which is an invaluable trait. This modern Stoicism, in which silence becomes a form of strength, counters the pervasive culture of noise and hurried speech, showing the immense power of patience, deliberation, and careful thought. Take, for example, a salary negotiation. If the initial offer is made and the individual remains silent instead of reacting immediately, this silence can create a palpable moment of tension. The employer, sensing the pause, may feel compelled to reconsider the offer or improve the terms in an effort to resolve the silence. In such instances, silence becomes an effective negotiation tactic, one that asserts presence without aggression and allows the individual to guide the conversation toward a more advantageous position, without engaging in long-winded arguments. The power of silence is not confined solely to formal negotiations. It extends into daily life and interactions. By embracing silence, we make room for thoughtful observation and reflection rather than rushing to offer impulsive responses. This practice cultivates patience, discipline, and focus, qualities that are essential for navigating complex social or professional situations. As Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher, observed, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." By controlling our reactions and the urge to speak impulsively, we allow silence to become a tool for clarity, influence, and intentionality. When we choose to remain silent, we give ourselves the opportunity to listen and process before we speak, ensuring that our responses are not only well considered, but also impactful. In the context of modern Stoicism, silence is not just the absence of words, but a deliberate decision to prioritize self-control and thoughtful engagement. In a fast-paced world that often rewards immediate responses and excessive talking, silence serves as a reminder that true wisdom lies in restraint. It allows us to remain calm and composed, even in high-pressure or emotionally charged situations, and use our words sparingly but effectively. In this sense, silence emerges as a mark of both wisdom and strength, demonstrating that sometimes the most compelling arguments are the ones left unspoken. In a world that constantly rewards noise and speed, practicing silence can give us an advantage, both in negotiations and in life. It provides us with the opportunity to make decisions with clarity and influence others with deliberate, thoughtful action, rather than by succumbing to the urge to speak unnecessarily. Silence becomes more than a tool for negotiation. It becomes a powerful strategy for living with greater wisdom and intention. You've come this far because you're committed to living with purpose and wisdom. Now, let's put that wisdom into action. Leave a comment with the slogan, "Silence speaks louder than words." Show how you embrace the power of silence in negotiations and life. Stay engaged. More valuable lessons are coming your way. Number 7. Silence shows respect. Silence, often overlooked, is a powerful tool for communication, one that can deepen relationships, build respect, and foster true understanding. When we choose silence, we're not withdrawing. Rather, we're making a conscious decision to respect the thoughts and feelings of others. Allowing someone the space to express themselves fully, without interruption, is an act of deep listening, a gift that is rare in a world where everyone is eager to speak their mind. Think about the last time you were truly heard, without being rushed or interrupted. Didn't it feel special? Didn't it create a sense of trust and connection? Silence, in this sense, is not about avoiding interaction, but about engaging in a way that words alone often cannot. It shows the other person that their perspective matters, and that we value them enough to listen fully, without judgment or distraction. Consider the example of Alex, a young professional known for his ability to truly listen. One day, a colleague named Jenna came to him upset after a tough conversation with their manager. Instead of offering advice or solutions, Alex simply listened, giving Jenna the space to express her feelings. He didn't interrupt, didn't rush in to fix things, he just listened. As a result, Jenna felt heard and validated, even though Alex said very little. In that moment, Alex embodied one of the Stoic secrets. Silence, when used intentionally, can communicate more respect than words ever could. His quiet presence strengthened their trust and deepened their connection. This principle of silence goes beyond personal relationships. It's vital in professional settings too. In meetings, for instance, when we resist the urge to dominate the conversation or interrupt others, we create space for everyone's voice to be heard. This fosters an environment of mutual respect and openness, where everyone feels valued. Silence in this context is not passive, it's a deliberate choice to allow for reflection and thoughtful engagement. It signals that we are listening, truly listening, rather than just waiting for our turn to speak. In this way, silence becomes a tool for more meaningful and effective communication in all areas of life, whether at work, at home, or with friends. Imagine a situation where silence could make a real difference. Picture yourself in a conversation with a friend who is struggling emotionally. Perhaps they're going through a difficult time and feeling overwhelmed. Your first instinct might be to offer advice or comforting words, but sometimes silence can speak volumes. By simply being present, offering your quiet support, you allow the other person the space to process their feelings without the pressure of defending or explaining themselves. This silence says, "I see you, I hear you, and I'm here for you." In this way, silence becomes a powerful tool for showing compassion and respect. The Stoics understood that silence isn't the absence of action, but a form of wisdom. It's an acknowledgement that we value others' thoughts and feelings as much as our own. By speaking less and listening more, we open ourselves to learning from those around us, deepening our understanding of their perspectives. Silence doesn't withdraw us from the conversation, it shows that we honor what others have to say. So, how often do you practice silence in your own interactions? When was the last time you chose to listen deeply, without rushing to offer solutions or fill the silence with words? Reflecting on this, how might your relationships change if you made a conscious effort to allow others the time and space to be heard? Silence, when used with intention, is a powerful way to deepen connections, nurture trust, and build stronger relationships. By embracing silence, you not only learn more about others, but also about yourself. When you listen with intention, you unlock one of the most profound Stoic secrets: the ability to show respect and understanding in ways that words alone can't. Number 8. Silence reduces stress. In today's fast-paced, always connected world, silence is often a rare commodity, yet it offers a profound sanctuary of peace amidst the relentless noise. Those who embrace silence regularly discover that it has a remarkable ability to reduce stress, calm the mind, and restore balance to their lives. Silence is not merely the absence of sound, but an intentional retreat from the constant barrage of information, social media, and distractions that bombard us daily. By creating space for mental relaxation, silence provides a necessary break for our overstimulated brains, offering much-needed relief from the overwhelming chaos of modern life. As the Stoics taught, while we cannot control the external events around us, we always have control over how we choose to respond. This principle of modern Stoicism finds its embodiment in silence, which fosters the calm and clarity needed to navigate life's many stresses with equanimity. Silence allows us to step back, regain emotional equilibrium, and cultivate a mindset where external challenges no longer dictate our emotional state. This concept of silence as a tool for stress management is particularly relevant today, when people often feel overwhelmed by the relentless pace of their personal and professional lives. Stoicism teaches that while we may not be able to prevent stressful situations from arising, we are fully capable of controlling our reactions. By embracing silence, we develop the discipline needed to respond to stress in a calm, thoughtful manner, rather than reacting impulsively out of frustration or anger. Seneca, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, wisely said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." His words remind us that much of the stress we experience is a product of our own minds, influenced by how we perceive and react to external events. Silence provides the mental space to break free from these negative thought patterns, enabling us to see situations with greater clarity and composure. In moments of anxiety or tension, choosing silence over immediate action can be incredibly powerful. Rather than reacting in haste, we can use the stillness to process our emotions, think more clearly, and restore our sense of perspective. This practice of mindfulness, whether through deep breathing, meditation, or simply taking time to sit in solitude, helps us build emotional resilience. It allows us to develop the ability to observe our thoughts and feelings without becoming consumed by them. The power of silence lies in its ability to foster mindfulness and self-awareness, two essential qualities for managing stress and navigating life's challenges with grace. The benefits of silence are not just theoretical. They have been embraced by many throughout history, including Stoic philosophers like Epictetus, who emphasized the importance of maintaining inner calm in the face of adversity. Today, we can look to figures like Albert Einstein, who famously valued solitude as a means of reflecting and finding clarity amidst the noise of the world. By creating quiet moments throughout our day, we tap into the same power that these great minds use to foster creativity, deep thought, and emotional equilibrium. In modern life, we can practice silence by carving out moments of solitude, whether that means spending time in nature, away from the distractions of our devices, or simply sitting in quiet contemplation. This practice not only helps reduce stress, but also enhances our ability to focus and think deeply. For example, a person seeking to reduce stress might choose to spend time in nature, away from the distractions of technology and daily responsibilities. This time spent in silence, whether it's a walk in the park or a retreat into the wilderness, allows the individual to recharge mentally and emotionally. Disconnecting from the constant demands of modern life provides an opportunity to reflect, center oneself, and reset. When we step away from the noise and chaos, we reconnect with our inner peace and find the strength to face life's challenges with greater clarity and composure. Silence is not just a tool for managing stress, but a key element in fostering a mindful, balanced, and resilient life. By embracing the stillness, we create the space necessary to cultivate self-awareness, emotional control, and a greater sense of inner peace. In a world that often prioritizes busyness and noise, choosing silence can be a powerful act of self-care and a crucial practice for those seeking to live with greater intention and purpose. Silence is the antidote to the chaos of modern life, offering us the peace of mind to handle whatever challenges come our way with grace, resilience, and a calm heart. In conclusion, silence is not just an external expression. It is a powerful tool for building inner strength, eliminating distractions, and showing respect to others. When practiced correctly, silence allows us to approach life with greater calm and confidence while reducing stress and arrogance. Practicing silence in our daily lives can lead to greater achievements than simply refraining from speaking. Additional Stoic insights on speaking less. However, beyond the significant benefits of silence in communication, Stoicism offers even more insights into knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. What other Stoic wisdom on speaking less might you not yet know? Keep reading to uncover deeper Stoic secrets that could transform how you approach life and communication, helping you become the best version of yourself. Number 1. Practice patience. Patience is at the heart of Stoic philosophy, and it is an essential trait for anyone who aspires to practice modern Stoicism. This virtue is not merely about waiting, but about cultivating the ability to remain composed and deliberate in the face of uncertainty, pressure, or adversity. One of the most profound ways patience is exercised in Stoicism is through silence. Speaking less, especially in challenging situations, requires the kind of patience that allows us to step back, resist the urge to react impulsively, and wait for the right moment to respond. The Stoics understood that impulse often leads to regret, and it is only by mastering patience that we can make more thoughtful and informed decisions. As Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Silence, in this context, becomes a powerful tool for self-mastery, allowing us to pause, reflect, and act with intention rather than being driven by immediate emotions or societal pressures. When we practice silence, we are also practicing patience in our actions. It is the ability to pause before speaking, the strength to remain still in the face of a challenging situation, and the wisdom to choose our words and actions carefully. It's not about avoiding the issue or staying silent out of fear, but rather taking the time to process information and determine the best course of action. This patience enables us to think clearly and avoid the knee-jerk reactions that so often lead to regret. The modern world, with its constant demand for instant responses and constant action, makes this form of patience even more vital. In a society that values speed over deliberation and instant gratification over long-term satisfaction, patience becomes a rare and precious skill. It's what allows us to rise above the noise, to maintain our inner peace even when external circumstances try to shake us, and to make decisions based on wisdom rather than haste. For example, in a stressful work situation, it might be tempting to speak out immediately, to give a response driven by frustration or emotion. But a Stoic understands that reacting impulsively rarely leads to a productive or calm outcome. Instead, a Stoic would choose to remain silent, giving themselves the time to breathe, reflect, and assess the situation with clarity. This pause might feel uncomfortable at first, but it gives them the opportunity to choose the best course of action with a clear mind. In the long run, this practice of silence and patience leads to better decision-making, stronger relationships, and greater peace of mind. As Marcus Aurelius, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, wrote, "Patience is the key to peace," and this rings true today more than ever. In modern Stoicism, patience goes hand in hand with self-control. It's not simply about enduring difficult moments. It's about making the conscious choice to act with thoughtfulness and care rather than reacting impulsively. The practice of patience allows us to focus on what truly matters: long-term goals, personal growth, and emotional resilience, while avoiding the distractions and irritations of immediate frustrations. In a world that often rewards speed and instant responses, the Stoic approach reminds us that true strength lies in restraint, in the ability to wait for the right moment and to act with wisdom. By embracing silence and patience, we can cultivate a deeper sense of control over our lives and a greater sense of inner peace. Whether in our personal relationships, at work, or in the face of challenges, patience is not just a tool for enduring the present moment, but a strategy for shaping a more peaceful, thoughtful, and fulfilling future. Number 2. Silence as a tool for respect. Silence, often overlooked, can be one of the most powerful tools for respect in any conversation. When you choose to remain silent, you aren't withdrawing from the interaction but actively signaling that you value the other person's words. By allowing them the space to express themselves fully, you create an environment where true understanding can flourish. Silence is not the absence of communication. It's an intentional act of listening, a form of engagement that fosters connection. In a world that often feels rushed and filled with the constant need to speak, silence becomes a rare gift, one that allows you to truly hear what the other person is saying, without the interference of your own assumptions or biases. Think about the last time you were in a conversation where someone truly listened to you without interrupting, without waiting for their turn to speak. How did it feel? Didn't it create a sense of trust and respect that words alone couldn't accomplish? This is one of the great Stoic secrets: the ability to listen without the need to immediately respond or dominate the conversation. When you remain silent, you're telling the other person that their perspective matters, that their feelings and thoughts deserve your full attention. Imagine the story of Sarah, a manager in a fast-paced office environment. One day, during a team meeting, her colleague John shared a new idea that was met with mixed reactions. Rather than immediately offering her opinion or rushing to offer a solution, Sarah remained silent, giving John the space to fully explain his vision. She didn't jump in with her thoughts or critique. Instead, she listened intently, allowing John to express himself without interruption. In doing so, she not only showed respect for his idea, but also fostered a deeper sense of trust and collaboration among the team. The result? John felt valued, and the team felt empowered to contribute their ideas without fear of judgment. This is the power of silence. It builds respect, creates trust, and opens the door for meaningful dialogue. Silence also gives you the opportunity to understand what's really being said. When you resist the urge to speak immediately, you're not only hearing the words, but you're also tuning into the emotions, the tone, and the underlying needs behind those words. It's in these moments of quiet that you can truly engage with the person in front of you, learning more about their perspective and what they might not be saying directly. The Stoics knew that by practicing silence, we allow ourselves the space to reflect, to process, and to respond thoughtfully. It's not about being passive or disengaged. It's about being present and intentional with your listening. In a world that often values speed over depth, silence can be a game changer, allowing you to cultivate deeper relationships and gain a better understanding of those around you. Think about a time when you needed support, but instead of giving advice or trying to fix the situation, someone simply listened. Did that person's silence speak louder than any words could? In those moments, silence doesn't feel empty. It feels full of empathy and understanding. By choosing to remain silent, you create a space where others can express their true feelings and thoughts without fear of being judged or interrupted. This kind of silence shows that you are truly present, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. It's one of the simplest yet most profound ways to show respect for someone else's experience. The Stoic approach to silence teaches us that true respect isn't about speaking more or offering solutions. It's about listening more deeply and allowing others the space to express themselves. By embracing silence, you tap into a powerful form of communication that speaks volumes without uttering a single word. It's an act of humility, a recognition that others' perspectives are just as valuable as your own. So, let me ask you, when was the last time you practiced silence as a tool for respect? How often do you allow others the space to speak without interrupting or filling the silence with your own thoughts? Imagine the impact this could have on your relationships, whether at work, with friends, or in your personal life. By embracing silence, you not only demonstrate respect, but you also unlock one of the Stoic secrets that can deepen your connections with others and enhance your understanding of the world around you. Remember, silence isn't just the absence of words. It's the presence of something far more powerful, the gift of truly listening. Number 3, seek balance in life. In today's fast-paced world, finding balance can seem like a distant goal, but it is essential for maintaining peace and clarity. Modern Stoicism teaches that true balance is achieved through both action and reflection, and silence plays a pivotal role in creating this equilibrium. By embracing silence, we disconnect from the constant noise and distractions of modern life, allowing us to reconnect with our inner selves. This intentional quiet space enables us to step back, reflect on our thoughts, feelings, and decisions, and realign our goals and priorities with our true values. Silence is not just the absence of noise, but a necessary tool for cultivating clarity in our lives. As Epictetus wisely said, freedom is the only real good, and this freedom comes from the ability to focus on what truly matters, undistracted by the chaos of the world around us. In silence, we find the opportunity to ensure that our actions are intentional and aligned with our purpose, offering us the clarity to live authentically. The balance between action and reflection is crucial for both personal growth and overall well-being. Today, with endless responsibilities and external pressures, it's easy to get caught up in the rush of tasks and obligations. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we always have the power to control how we respond. Incorporating silence into our daily lives strengthens our ability to pause and reflect, allowing us to assess our actions, consider their consequences, and adjust our course as needed. This practice doesn't require disengagement from life, but rather encourages deliberate, thoughtful action. By making room for quiet moments, we recalibrate our focus and remain grounded, ensuring that we act in line with our deeper values, not merely reacting to external demands. As Seneca said, "No man was ever wise by chance." Wisdom is cultivated through intentional reflection, and silence provides the space for that to happen. For those following the principles of modern Stoicism, silence becomes a powerful tool for mindfulness. The world offers countless distractions, and without the practice of reflection, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Regular moments of stillness, whether through meditation, solitary walks, or simple quiet time, help us step away from the rush and focus on what is important. In silence, we find the clarity to cut through the noise, allowing us to focus our energy on what deserves it most. The Stoics recognized that balance was essential for flourishing in all areas of life, whether in relationships, work, or health. Silence helps us assess our actions and ensure they are aligned with our core values. In modern life, when external pressures can overwhelm us, silence provides a much-needed pause, allowing us to center ourselves and return to our true purpose. An example of how this can work in practice might be someone starting their day in silence. A few minutes of quiet reflection each morning can set the tone for the day, ensuring that actions are focused and intentional. By beginning the day with clarity, we prepare ourselves to handle the inevitable distractions and demands that arise. The practice of silence isn't just for moments of contemplation or stress. It's an ongoing commitment to maintaining inner balance and harmony. As we integrate this practice into our daily routine, silence becomes a powerful tool for recalibrating our priorities, refocusing our intentions, and aligning our actions with our deeper values. Seeking balance requires a dynamic interplay between doing and reflecting, engaging with the world and stepping back to observe it. Silence serves as the bridge between these two aspects of life, offering us the opportunity to pause, reflect, and reorient ourselves when the distractions of life threaten to pull us off course. It provides the clarity needed to ensure that our actions are aligned with our core values and that we live with purpose and intention. By embracing silence, we cultivate the balance required to navigate life with wisdom, resilience, and peace of mind. In a world that constantly demands more from us, silence offers the opportunity to reconnect with what truly matters, helping us create a life full of meaning and fulfillment. Through this practice, we embody the timeless teachings of Stoicism, learning to live with purpose and clarity in both our actions and reflections. If you're ready to transform the way you engage with others and embrace the power of silence as a tool for respect, now is the time to take action. I encourage you to reflect on your own life. When was the last time you practiced silence in a meaningful way? Share your thoughts below with the comment, "Silence speaks louder," and let us know how silence has influenced your personal and professional interaction. By embracing silence, you're not just hearing more, you're understanding more. Let's create a conversation around the power of listening. Don't forget to like and share this video to inspire others to master this powerful Stoic secret. Number 4. Cultivate self-mastery. Self-mastery is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, and it is through the deliberate practice of silence that we cultivate this vital skill. At its core, self-mastery involves gaining control over our emotions, reactions, and impulses, enabling us to make decisions with wisdom rather than being driven by immediate desires or external pressures. Silence plays a pivotal role in this process by creating a space between stimulus and response, offering us the opportunity to pause and reflect before we act or speak. In a world where instant reactions are often valued, the Stoic practice of silence challenges this impulse, encouraging us to step back and respond thoughtfully. It is through this silence that we can truly cultivate the self-control that is essential for navigating life's inevitable challenges. As Epictetus once wisely remarked, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This quote resonates deeply in the context of modern Stoicism, as it reminds us that true mastery over ourselves comes from prioritizing our higher values over fleeting desires or emotions. By choosing silence, we reinforce our ability to detach from the noise of immediate reactions and focus instead on our long-term goals and values. In every situation, silence offers us the power to reflect, resist the urge to react impulsively, and instead respond in a way that aligns with our principles. This ability to detach from immediate gratification and practice thoughtful restraint is what distinguishes those who practice modern Stoicism from those who are driven by their emotions. Silence teaches us that we don't need to fill every moment with words or action. Sometimes, the best response is to stay still, listen, and consider our next move. It's in these moments of pause that true self-mastery is formed, as we learn to control our impulses, build our resilience, and move forward with calm intention. Take, for instance, a tense family gathering where emotions are running high. The pressure to respond quickly, to defend oneself, or to lash out may feel overwhelming. However, a Stoic practicing silence in this moment would recognize that this immediate reaction is not the path to mastery. Instead of engaging in the back and forth of emotion, the Stoic would choose silence, taking a step back to process their feelings and assess the situation calmly. This brief moment of reflection allows them to gain control over their emotions and respond with clarity, rather than reacting in anger or frustration. In this way, silence becomes a tool for emotional regulation, allowing us to shape our response based on reason, not impulse. In the broader context of modern life, self-mastery through silence can be incredibly powerful. Whether at work, in social settings, or in our personal lives, the ability to resist the urge to speak impulsively enables us to navigate complex situations with grace. Silence allows us to weigh our words carefully, ensuring that our responses are thoughtful, measured, and aligned with our core values. It teaches us the importance of discipline as we learn to control the natural tendencies that often lead us to speak out of turn or act rashly. The ability to remain composed and deliberate, even in the face of provocation, is a hallmark of self-mastery that can help us maintain our dignity and influence the outcomes of situations in a way that benefits us in the long run. Modern Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies not in the volume of our speech, but in the control we exercise over our own reactions. The Stoics' silence is not an absence of engagement, but rather a powerful tool for maintaining composure and focusing on what truly matters. In a world that often rewards quick, loud responses, the Stoic who practices silence stands out as someone who possesses both inner strength and the wisdom to act with purpose. By cultivating self-mastery through silence, we can learn to detach from the noise and distractions of the world, allowing us to make decisions that reflect our highest aspirations and navigate life with greater peace and clarity. As we wrap up today's video, I encourage you to think about how you can apply the Stoic secrets of speaking less and embracing silence in your own life. By choosing to speak with intention and listening more deeply, you can strengthen your relationships, build your inner strength, and cultivate a sense of peace and wisdom. Silence isn't just about avoiding words, it's about using them more purposefully, and in doing so, transforming the way you interact with the world. I challenge you to reflect on the moments in your life where silence could be a powerful tool, whether at work, in relationships, or in your personal growth. How can you use silence to become a more mindful, balanced person? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear how these Stoic principles are helping you on your journey toward growth and happiness. Remember, every step toward embracing silence is a step toward greater wisdom. Thank you for watching, and keep applying these Stoic secrets to unlock a more peaceful, fulfilling life. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Secrets for more insights on Stoic philosophy and how it can improve your daily life.